L- Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our second episode of Saulius Plays Dwarf Fortress. We pick up right where we left off by digging a stockpile for our barrels, which we will place immediately. I think that is a finished furniture. Finished good. Let's say it's a finished good, and we'll see right away if I was right. So, in types, we can filter on so it's not a finished good. Then it should be furniture, which is up here, which will enable for a bit, and then pots and barrels. So barrels are furniture. Who the thunk? Everyone who plays Dwarf Fortress, probably. So this episode, what will we be doing? We have our farms, we have our workshops set up. We do have a little bit of space below, which we will assign right away. For now, I'm just going to say normal gems for everything and have a look. That's mason and that's carpenter. So we will say stone here and we will filter it in a minute, in a second, like this. So the other one is wood, and here we will forbid any metal ore or economics or clay. Not that I have clay, but I don't want clay here. And everything else can come here. We will probably expand later on, and we're going to mark this one for mining. So one of the next things we will have to do is find someone who will want to create our Craftsdwarf workshop. So we will have a look in our Dwarf Therapist, get an update. Our miner is a nice level 9, which will help greatly in the future. And we don't currently have a stonecrafter, um, which might become difficult to have a Craftsdwarf workshop up and running. So the woodcutter for now doesn't have to do anything, so he can start crafting. One of the first things I'll make here is a wheelbarrow, or several wheelbarrows, purely because that makes the stone hauling so much faster. Then, in the meantime, I'm going to dig out a 5 by 5 area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You think it was made for it? With its own designated entrance, a door here, a nice little hallway, again a door, and some space with a downstairs, up downstairs, up down, up down, or just up, no, up down, because here we might expand it later, so it's easier if we do it like this. And then a nice wide hallway up until the workshop, and this will provide our fortress with a space to put our trade depot, with also a way to close it off if we make a bridge here, a drawbridge, then we can close it up in case the worst happens and we get besieged. We will do something similar just below it in front of our central stairway. And this way we can split our traders from our general entrance. So the wood is being hauled quite nicely. The wheelbarrows are finished. I was not planning on making a bed. I just want some bins, until we have a manager. Oops. We will do it manually. So the Craft Dwarf workshop is finished. We will start getting some rock crafts and have some amount of mugs, which we will place here. We will remove this one, make it finished goods like this, and set it to contain only goblets. This way everyone can have a goblet to find a drink. At our entrance everything is quiet. Our miner is still hauling, I think. So the time has come to remove the hauling labor from our miner. No hauling whatsoever, because his job is more important than hauling a tiny bit. We're also going to remove the wood stockpile here. It's not needed anymore. Our farms are nicely filled and our farmer is asleep, so that's the reason why there is not anything more. However, our farmer also thinks that hauling is a great way to spend his time. At the moment, I couldn't really care any less. I'm going to make some thrones. Let's start with 4 and some tables like this, so that we can... Oh, and of course we need some doors, so that we will be able to make our dining area. I'm going to clear that one like this. So what is our miner up to? Ah, he was digging out some stone stockpile. And apparently our drinks are finished, which is really, really sad. Let's go to our dining hall. And I have no barrels. What is in the barrel? Prickleberry wine, so who wanted water? There is no reason for anyone to want water if we still have other drinks available. We don't need any bins here. So instead of digging out the stone stockpile for our crafts dwarf, our miner thought it would be a good idea to dig out something that we don't actually need yet, but given that it's soil, it shall go rather quickly. And this way we can be ready when the first caravan arrives. Even if we don't have a lot of crafts at that point. Let's build our trade depot out of, but I only have 2. Then it will have to be conglomerates. I'm not sure if I have anyone with the arc. Yes, we do, and it is our carpenter, who shouldn't have too much to do at the moment. And here are the migrants. for some reason the starter pack doesn't really show the migrants when they arrive. It zooms to somewhere, but I have no... here they are. So let's see. Unpause the game and let them arrive. That's 2, 3. Usually they go flocking to the fortress right away. At the moment that is not... there's the first one. He goes off. Let's check Dwarf Therapist and see how many we have. Not a lot. By migration wave we only have 4. For the moment we're going to set them to Busurist, which is a play on the busboy, and they will just be hauling goods for the moment. We do have a gem cutter, so he will get, assigned right away. If we have a need of some cut gems, he can do it for us. So a plant processor, which might be nice for our cotton that we found, because apparently you need to process cotton in a farmer's workshop, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to there. So our stockpile here is finished. We will make a tiny one that will contain seeds, permit, but again we will not do these ones. Wheat, that's the cave wheat. We don't want a rope, and the pigtails shouldn't be done either. And for the rest we will have finished goods and maybe a tiny bit of gems, and we'll see what that gives when we get there, if we get there. Let's assign a broker to It Dukimazop, who just arrived, and he can also be our manager. Dukimazop, where are you? So now he needs an office, but that's no big deal. But managing and brokering will be enough for him. So, but he is an office record keeper. Let's see if we can do it with him as well. And I usually go for medium precision. It only starts rounding around when you are in the thousands. Everything lower is accurate, and that's good enough for me. So let's make a quick office somewhere, but I do want to give him a central spot. So let's dig a little deeper. No copyright infringement intended, obviously, for those who got the reference. Like this, and then we'll make, once our miner finds the spot. He's busy. We will mine out a nice little office for our newest administrator, who should get the profession as well. I do have an administrator profession which just disables every other labor, because he will be doing a full-time job. Apparently I have fisher. I do not have a fisher. But someone said there was nothing to catch. I don't see a fisher, so we're not going to care about it. In our mason's workshop we're going to add a new table and a chair. We're going to add 4 beds, because we haven't gotten a lot of them. And I was going to make some barrels as well. Later on we will do it with workshop orders, but at the moment this is how we roll. So, first door here, a door here, we will queue a door here, and our chairs will be placed here, and a table here, and then the next table should come here, and our chair will come there, and that's the way we are going to organize our dining hall. So once all the tables are placed, we should get to the door, and then our dwarfs will finally have a dining room to eat their wonderful non-existent food, which we can prepare some few easy meals. Let's see what we have in our kitchen. We have barley, buckwheat, plump helmets, which we are not going to cook. Prickleberries are allowed to cook. Raw wheats we can't cook, but we can brew with them. Strawberries, I don't mind if we cook them, because we don't have strawberry seeds. Everything else can just be cooked with. Obviously, these seeds we're not going to use right away, but we might sell them. The drinks, the dwarven wine, I'm not going to allow to cook, but the prickleberry wine and the sewer brew I don't really mind. We have enough of it. And we have no meat, fish or any other ingredients to cook with. So, when you plan it, apparently they place it once you have it. That means that I need to queue another table and another chair to make our office. So our miner finished. I'm going to create a nice small hallway that I will be using for the offices. Since he does quite a large job, I'm going to give him quite a nice office. He will be spending a lot of time here. And remove the rest of it. And if we have any nobles later, we can make a throne room here as well, or the offices for our mayor or something like that. We'll see when we get there, if we get there, if we don't die due to some really terrible accident sooner or later. So one of the next things I'll have to do, which is quite a few floors below this one, is start digging the bedrooms. Again, with the 3x3 with the statue spot in the middle. We don't have statues yet, but you can plan in advance. So let's build another door. But the table and chair should be available. The table we can put here. My planning mode is on, so like this. And a chair we can put right there. And then once we get some more immigrants, we can designate someone to be a stone detailer, and we can smooth the office. We have our door like this, and then probably we need one more door, which will be available in a short time. Once our mason is finished, we have a door. And then we can, even if the door is not yet built, we can make this a dining room. And for now, this is the size. We're not going to make it a meeting hall. I'm not going to keep my dwarves with enough spare time to start meeting. It might happen once in a while, but for the moment all my dwarves will be really, really busy. So, let's see. We can still build a farmer's workshop, which should also be able to treat our rope reeds. Let's make it in conglomerate again. And let's see how we're going to do this. I was also, in between episodes, I thought I'm not really happy with how I did this, so I'm going to dig out more of it so that it's a really open space, even if it's not used everywhere. For my low aesthetical sense, it will still be rather nice. And it does give an open feel. We're going to do the same thing here immediately around the stairs, just like this. And then we can find a spot to put our treatable plants so that our rope reeds will not be used to brew, but they will be used in our clothes making industry. And if I'm right, I still need 2 stockpiles. So if we do it like this, we can have a stockpile here, like this. I'm not sure what I'm going to put here, but this should work more or less. That's a shame. Now we're going to have to do this. So for now, a really tiny stockpile of food, and we're going to block everything and permit only, forbid, only rope reeds, pigtails, and apparently cotton, because we have it here. And we'll see what it gives. And once we have someone who can process the plants, we already have one, but he is not busy at the moment, which means we should probably designate a stone stockpile right about here for our crafts dwarf. We will allow 3 wheelbarrows and let our carpenter make them as well. Let's see, this stockpile is full. What is here? It's silver, so we do need a spot later on to store the silver or any metals, but I'm pretty sure they won't be used by our mason. Let's hope not. Otherwise we would have some low value silver rock crafts, which is not at all what I want. Our farm is completely empty. Let's see how the stocks are doing. So we have a few more beds that we don't really need yet. We have about 300 logs, but we don't know what yet. Is there anything that we know for sure? We have 10 bins. 1 remains of a hamster. Some rings, which will be nice. Scepters. We do have 50 stone. No sheet, whatever it may be. So, and we have some amulets as well, so we will be able to trade if our trade depot is ready as well. So that's really, really nice to see. I hope that the Dwarven caravan will bring some quarry bushes or pigtails. I will be requesting them from our what do you call it? The envoy, the liaison, that's the word. So if our miner isn't too busy, I'm going to go, oops, this one has to be like this, and we will assign it obviously to Itdukimasop, our administrator, and we're not going to auto allocate it with Dwarf hack. So I have a macro which digs out a bedroom for a 3x3 staircase. I just have to position my cursor to the top left and just hit play. Now this is really easy, and my miner will come and dig it out, and afterwards I have macros to place beds, bins, doors, and make them into bedrooms, just to remove the tedium of this. While this is going on, let's check upstairs. We still have no rope reeds, so it wasn't brewed yet or eaten. Let's make the plant processor that we have here in a general clothier. I think it will put the plant processing as well. It's also a custom job which gives shearing, spinning, weaving, clothes making and plants processing just to get it started, and later on we usually split it out into separate professions or specialties. But this way we can already start working with it. Let's hope that our workshop gets built rather quickly. Let's see, in the barrel, it's a kumquat wood barrel and the rope reed is not here. So let's say that here the rope reed is not allowed and the pigtail nor the cotton. Okay, that's okay. But where is my cotton if it's not in this stockpile? So once I process plants, I'm just going to repeat it. You should process everything that is processable. In this case, I think we only have the few cotton and of course the rope reed. I saw a plant coming through here, which is rope reed, ideal. And there we go. If we look here, he has the rope reed, which is busy. And once he moves, we will see that he has made some rope reed or plant thread and left some rope reed seeds. So we have rope reed thread and rope reed seeds. Obviously not a lot of it, it was only one rope reed, but now we can continue. He is busy on the cotton plant now. Let's give our jeweler a bit to do. The granite and the conglomerate we don't need to cut, but the other gems may be cutted. Now let's Shift H, F1, Z, name it to bedrooms. As you can see, these are all 3x2 bedrooms, which is for every single normal civilian. If we need some bedrooms for nobles, we will dig out a specific level so that they don't have to sleep on the same level as the plebeians. In our stocks, everything is okay. We have no question marks left, which means that once the bedrooms are dug out, we can start digging out our furniture stockpiles. I usually make one for 24 beds, 24 doors, 24 bins, 24 chests or cabinets. Let's see. It should be for the cabinets, beds, doors, and the beds themselves, so that we can just make an order to make 24 when there are none left. And then every time a floor is being built, we can just place the beds once it is completely dug out. It's a bit of a shame that we didn't have a minor migrant, but you can't have everything, obviously. This is a really nice stone, slate, really pretty, in the back at least. So we have galena, which, if I'm not wrong, is lead ore and may contain native silver, but we'll see about that. In any case, it is really nice to find some metal and bituminous coal, so apparently I did not tune this to not have metal ores or economics, so that's where it all was going. My tiger iron eyes or something like that are being used up. Let's for now use this hallway to put our metal ores and our economics. Who cares? And also give it 3 wheelbarrows. And now, when we do J for all the jobs that are active, M to take the manager, let's queue a new order. And let's say a bed. We want 24 beds, but we don't want it always. We just want it when the number of beds available is less than less than 24. We'll try to keep it like that. So that shall be done, and then we will also cut some rock blocks. About 30 should 50 if we have really big projects ongoing. So we will give it a condition again if the number of blocks is less than, let's say 10, no, let's say 20. He should start making 50 new blocks. The stockpile for the blocks will be at the highest level, because most of our building projects will be on top if we need it, stuff like walls. If we need the blocks elsewhere, we can always use them. It will just take a tiny bit more time. We can also, no, we're just going to put them up high. What is this? We have lizard remains. I don't want any miasma, so let's make a refuse stockpile outside. And let's hope that we don't have any invading necromancers, because that would really suck. So our miner is ongoing. He's a level 13 miner, which is really nice. He goes through stone as if it were molten butter, or melted butter. I'm not quite sure which one it is. As you might have guessed, I'm not native English, but I do tend to try to speak clean English. So if you know if it's molten or melted butter, do let me know. Autumn has arrived, which is a beautiful season. It also means that our first trading caravan should arrive shortly. I will trade with the elves as well once they arrive, but if they get mad at me because I erroneously used some wood, so be it. I won't make a fuss of it. Let's make some tables. I need 3 more tables, and let's make some thrones. I will need 3 of them as well. to finish my dining room. So our bedroom is almost completely dug out. I probably don't have enough beds yet. Let's see in our workshop. Our mason is busy, our carpenter is busy as well. We have quite a few bins, and we do have quite a few beds, but it's not 24 just yet. But we will start by removing these, like this, and then once our bedroom is finished, let's see how far we get. So I put myself on the top left of the staircase. I load the bedroom, place beds in bedroom, and Control P, and something went wrong. So let's try that again. I know what's going wrong. I don't have to put myself in the top left of the staircase. I need to put myself in the top left bedroom. So, third time's the charm. And as you can see, we got to 12, 15 bedrooms, which is enough for now. We can just do it again once the rest of the beds are available. And now let's dig out some stockpiles here. As I said, I will need 4 stockpiles, beds, cabinets, doors, and chests, I think. Maybe not, maybe I just need 3. Oops. So, cabinets, check, doors, check, beds, check, and that's it. So, we will make the space, but we won't need it yet. So, I make it 3 wide, and then like this. And I think like this should work. Like this. So this way I can easily see how many beds that we have, how many cabinets or doors, and if we need some we can always create some more, but the order should nicely take care of that. This also provides it with some more stone, with some gems, maybe with some metal. As you might have noticed, I do have a strip mining job in my macros, but that one we will do quite a bit lower to not disturb any of our building or living environments. And the first caravan has arrived, so let's see what we have been able to produce. So we have a finished goods bin, and that will have to do it. It's not a lot. We could try to sell logs, limonite, any metals, but we're not going to do that. I do need them myself, maybe not as much wood. We could sell some blocks or some furniture, but again, we're not going to do that. Nor the wheelbarrows, so just hope that the crafts. We can sell the gem bin, I don't really mind that at the moment. We have quite a lot of cotton and rami, whatever it may be. So we are going to say that that is enough, and that we request the trader at the depot who was just lazing about outside. The world is the same. That's nice. And we will be needing some seeds. I don't care about plump helmet, but pigtails and rock nuts will be requested, as well as an iron anvil. Everything else I think I can just leave as is. We can get by for the next year. I'm not going to ask for pets nor for vegetables. So that should be it. That I know. And they ask for shields. Nope, not going to do that. Footwear, maybe ammunition, cut gems, that shouldn't be an issue. Handwear. Yeah, we're probably not going to look too hard at that. We will just be happy that when they get here and they want the gems, that they can get them. That should be default in our produced goods. So let's see if, whoops, olive wood finished good. Why is my finished good bin not here? Because we have an extra finished good bin. So let's move that one as well. I'm presuming that I can't trade the seeds because they're not in a bag. It's a tiny bit sad, but hey. Let's trade. We have quite a bit of value. I don't really like trading my bins at this point. Even though I could probably buy multiple bins with the money that I will be making. I hope this isn't too annoying a sound for you guys. And the scepter. And let's see if they have any seeds that will be nice. If they have a caged giant cave spider, that would be nice as well. But since I didn't ask for it, I'm not going to get up my hopes. A dog, a turkey hen, a yak cow, which might be nice, but I'm not going to do it yet. We'll see what we get in the future. If they had a llama in a cage, I would have said yes, please. Purely because of what you can get from their hair. They have a lot of weapons, but they are usually really expensive. They have high boots, shoes, buckler, shields. It's obvious that they are military, but I don't want that. A pigtail bag, that's nice to have. Another pigtail bag, and again, that's a pretty expensive pigtail bag. I'm not going to take it for now. Dimple plump white. Sheep wool I can take. That's a really expensive one. Giant cave spider silk bag. Again, it's too expensive. Rock nuts. Yes, please. So, cloth. We're not going to do that because we will be growing our own, but leather I will take. So, some more leather, that's always nice. And here the cloth bin with the wool I will take as well, because sometimes dwarves get really finicky in what they want. We have an iron anvil. We have some meat here as well, which I will be taking, but not too much, just a tiny bit to tide us over. And this appears to be a really great trade. I think that I'm going to leave it at this. Clay, I don't care. Rope, I don't care. I hope I haven't missed anything that I would like. And I think that we went full around. I'm going to trade it. Yes, please. Everyone is happy. I have what I want. And this concludes the second episode of Saulius Plays Dwarf Fortress. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.